What's up, everybody? This is Tanner with TM Fabworks. I got a couple packages here from Langmuir Systems. This is a Crossfire Pro Plasma CNC table. We're going to go from boxes to a full table in this video. So this is kind of what you can expect to get from Langmuir Systems when you're ordering a Crossfire Pro. It comes in 3 boxes. They do not come usually all at the same time. I think they all came within the same week. And I also opted in to get, let's see, this is the THC, the torch height controller. And then I went and bought a Hypotherm 45. So it has a PNC port. So this is the cable for the THC that will connect to my plasma cutter.
Overall, putting this table together was pretty easy if you follow the instructions on their website. The details are not super clear on some steps, but overall they're pretty good. Starting unboxing, and all the hardware is in a bunch of different bags labeled with numbers. I laid them out in order just to make it easier on myself. This is one of the tedious steps trying to square up the frame of the table by measuring the front and the back of the table to get them within the tolerances. On this step of installing the gantry rails, it wasn't very clear which way was up on the rails, but when you install them, there are holes in the rails and on the risers, and if they have to line up for a future step. I did initially install these rails upside down and had to flip them, but I ended up editing it out just for time's sake. While installing the gantry, there is 2 bolts that Langmuir recommends that you tape the bolts to the Allen keys, because you have to go through the tube to the bottom of the tube to start the bolts, and I didn't do this the first time and I paid for it. The bolt fell into the tube, and you can actually see me pick up the frame of the table trying to get the bolt to come out the side of the end there. After getting the gantry in place, there's a process of tightening the bearings to the rail. This is a bit arbitrary, trying to figure out how tight they should be. So I skipped ahead thinking I was going to have trouble putting in the lead screw for this axis. That's why I started assembling the table sideways. But after doing it, I don't see why I couldn't have assembled it facing forward. So I jumped ahead where you're adjusting the torch carrier to be perpendicular to the table and installed the lead screw. So everything leading up to this point is pretty straightforward. I already had fire control installed on my laptop, which is the motion control software for the table, and had it jogging around. There is an alignment procedure of leaving the lead nuts attached to the axis loose and then moving the gantry and torch carrier to the front right corner of the table and then tightening them all down. Alright, getting close now. I've downloaded the break-in program and ran it a few times. Okay, here we are a couple days later. I struggled with the camera. I think it might have died or they stopped recording. So I got the table all together. I figured out why I could not get the torch to fire. Now what I'm going to try doing is cutting the same old mower blade, but I need a tool to undo this ball hitch that I have. It has too big of a nut on the bottom of it, and I don't have the tool for it. So we're gonna see if we can cut it out. So I already got it driven up. I'll pull it up and show you guys.